Okay, good morning, ladies and germs, or whenever you're hearing this. It's been a wonderful week, hasn't it? Now, you may be seeing all this mess in the back of me, and that right there, that's a dog toy. Right in here, these right there. Well, I got that in the greatest position, don't I? Well, you put the treats in there, and then the dog tries to tip over the cups. And anyway, the reason why all these things are up here, as some of you may already know, uh, we're moving house. This the house doesn't serve its function anymore, and we're gonna miss it. Not gonna say that. Um, Due to the fact that I have three criteria when buying a house: is the roof safe? Is not safe, but like you have a solid roof. You have a solid foundation. Does the basement leak? Oh, sorry. Well, the basement leak is part of the foundation. And is it well insulated? I'm not looking for a show pony. I'm looking for a workhorse. It doesn't have its functions. And this house really has its functions. Oh, God. The problem is, ooh, the price. Oh, dear God. But anyway, we found a nice house, and eventually, in the next 3 weeks or so, things are gonna be moving around. I may miss, um, not next week, but the week after. I may miss a record. I won't want to, but I may. Or I may just record it early and release it later. I don't like doing that. I don't know why. It's not me. So I have to see what happens. But yeah, we're moving around and hold on. I thought I felt weird. Excuse me. I was moving stuff around. When you're moving wires and water around, you don't want them mixing. But anyway, on to yesterday, last week's menagerie. Oh dear God, if it couldn't get any worse, it got worse, didn't it? Send her back is no different than lock her up. Send her back is no different than what they did in McCarthyism. He tried to run on racism too, or Jim Crow era. Uh, I'll just nail this one, right away. Nail it in the bud, nip it in the bud, whatever. Pick your bud and do whatever you do. But unless you are an indigenous person to this area that you are in, late breaking news, you are an immigrant. So, pack your shit. We're going for a ride. Oh, and just a quick insert. I shut up Trumpster last week. Or was it the week before? No, I think it was early last week. After I posted my video. I think I may have told you this already. It could have been the week before. But if I didn't, it's so juicy and so much fun. And it really does work. Read the report. You see, anyone who reads the report know that we have a criminal in the White House. So, read the report. I'm not going to talk about it. Read the report. It's there. You know how to read? Yay! Fabulous. Go read it. Now, the first 86 pages are going to be a little boring. I can test it out. It picks up around 180, 150, 180 mark. And it gets really, really juicy after that. So, go ahead. Read the report. Always shuts them up. So, on to this day's fiasco. Why did he start that? Why did he start the Send Her Back anthem? Well, on that day, Mueller was supposed to testify in Congress publicly. And to drown him out, Trump scheduled one of his rallies. He's going to say something stupid, and then that will take over the news cycle, which it did. And it would drown out the Mueller report. But it canceled on him. Mueller canceled the last minute, and Trump's schedule had to stay the same. So is he going to make another rally again next week, Wednesday? I don't know. Let's see. Now, the rally. Laura, Lara Trump. Laura Trump? Laura or Laura? Anyway. Yanni or Yana. Remember that one? Anyway. Laura Trump has been said. Okay. And do not take my word for it because I do not have actual receipts. However, people that were there are telling other people that Laura Trump coached some of the people in the crowd to chant Send Her Back. So that could have been staged. I don't know. But if we have a criminal in the White House, and that's pretty sad that you wouldn't put that past president. I mean, it's only a figurehead. He's not supposed to have this much power. He's just a figurehead. Because the House decides the budget, the Senate decides the law. And the president's supposed to keep our butts out of war. Don't start with me on that issue. That's a completely other issue. Because I've got like several topics I'm going to touch on. And war didn't make it on there. Because this person is regurgitating so much chaos. It's getting people tired. And that's the point of causing people to be disinterested in the system. Because if you see so much information, you get tired of it. So what is he trying to hide? Okay, so starting on Thursday, we're going to be going back and forth here. Yeah, we're going to be going all over the... We touched on that, okay. Now, as you know, that Epstein, the one that's fond of young girls, denied bail. This is going to change his possible testimony because he was obviously gonna run. To have 40 diamonds in your pocket, it's a lot easier to carry instead of $10,000 in bills. He had a bunch of money and an outdated passport from the 80s. Well, that's not a problem because when you get to the airport, you just pay a fine. They update your book. You pay a fee. Fine. You pay a fee. They update your book. The picture has someone else's name. The residence was in Saudi Arabia. And with this country already trying to get many Muslims out the country, it's like, oh, okay, so we'll just get another one, let's shoot them all. In other words, we as a nation would have been happy to send them back to Saudi Arabia with a bunch of diamonds, a pocket full of money, and we may have never seen them again. So, moving right along. He was denied bail. Now that his plan was blown out the water. And I can't say it was his plan because all of this is alleged. He didn't do anything. because he wasn't let out. Is if we would let him out to find out if he was going to do something, by the time he'd done it, it would have been too late because he would have did it. So, no sense in going through that shenanigan. Um, so now that he is in jail and he's not going to be let out, is this going to change his temperament? Is he going to start folding on people? Who will he implicate? Will he implicate? Because he's not going to be staying in jail all by himself, especially when he wasn't the only one in this little ring. Which leads me to another person. George Nader. I'm not sure if you remember who he is. He was part of Trump's transition team. He was a liaison and a go-between. And he was supposed to help transition from from Obama to Trump. Wishful thinking. Anyway. And he gets arrested late last week on trafficking charges. He was trying to bring a 14-year-old child, a male, over from Turkey to the States for the explicit, how should I say? Okay, there's no other way to say it. He wanted to have sex with the kid. Okay, that's it. He wanted a boy, and he got one, and he was gonna, you know. So for some reason, he was let go, or someone interfered, but he got out of it. And, I guess, again, this is all just happening, and so much has been happening that they wanted to bring the charges back. But this is one of Mueller's witnesses. What is Mueller talking about with George Nader? That's been redacted, because nothing about George Nader is in the report. Everything the liaison talks about is redacted. And what does he have to do with Epstein? And how many people are friends with a couple of pedophiles? My mom used to say birds of a feather. But again, I am not implicating, I'm just questioning. And you should question too. When you stop questioning, that's when we stop learning. So, what's going on here? What's been redacted? Okay, now this is just my wild imagination, and we're going to dive deep into the dark side of this. Not naming names, but what evangelical far-right Christians support having a possible pedophile in the White House. I mean, could he become president? Maybe. I don't know. This is really, really big. And it bothers me to say that, because it's such a disgusting thought. The president? Trump may be doing more harm and degrading the office of the presidency to such a level that Nixon had never done. And at the time, we thought what Nixon did was horrendous. Oh no, this orange-headed pumpkin was like, here, hold my beer. And he is actually more racist Oh, who was the other one? Buchanan? Or was there another one out there? Anyway, he's actually the most racist president. He is the most. Uh, oh, that he's tearing down the office of the presidency worse than any other president ever did. So, yes, he is doing a lot of different things. But he's also bringing the nation together against him, but he's bringing us together. Now, being that he thinks he has a lot of clout, I just read this like yesterday, and I'm not into rap. I don't know anybody who is, but there's a ASAP Rocky that is a rapper involved in a fight in jail in Sweden. And Pumpkinhead over here said that he would vouch for the boy's bail. And to me, he's a child because he's young enough to be my child. So he's gonna vouch for the bail if Sweden lets him out on bail. First off, Sweden. This man. Trump don't pay his bills. Come on, he's notorious for jumping off on, getting out of paying people. Even on his, during his, big campaigning, you remember those three little girls dressed in the red, white, and blue outfit and doing all sorts of dances on the stage and singing patriotic. They get $2,500 a show. That's it, just $2,500. He wouldn't pay them. Those little girls, the company had to sue the campaign just to get paid. That means the lawyers probably took up most of that money. But look it up. And that's just recent. That's only a couple of years ago. And he's going to vouch to Sweden about this. I love what the Prime Minister said. You have no influence here. He's going to be treated like everyone else. And because of this bozo acting like a fool, I bet you they're going to make that rap star like an example. They're going to be harder on him because he comes from a racist country. And let's call it what we are. We are. Because until we as a country face the fact that we built what we have on the backs of people who were held captured against their will, forced to work, zero pay, till they collapsed and died, with zero compensation, barely a burial. And here we are, it's like, here we are. This is what we got. Until we acknowledge what we've done to a whole race of people, don't give me this that happened 150 years ago. Oh no, slavery may have ended 150 years ago, but there were so many rules and regulations to keep black people, literally keep them from rising to their full potential. Restrictions on where they can live, where they worked, what kind of work, how much they got paid. The black workers get paid way less than the white workers. And they would live in areas that the white people wouldn't want to live in. That's where you get these little pockets of really not so good housing quality, because they're in the worst part of town. I mean, oh, okay. And that just happened recently. I mean, that just 50 years ago was the equality. Who signed it? Yeah, I think it was Gerald Ford. Is it Ford? I think it was, no, it was before him. But anyway, he said that if we sign this, we're going to lose a whole generation of voters because people are just so racist. I remember that one sentence, and I can't remember who signed it, but he signed it knowing that he was falling on his sword. He did it for the good of the nation because that's what we needed, equality. But yeah, even with voting, when we were voting, when you set it up, I'll be real simple. When you set it up, that well, let's take voting. Let's take this voting. A white person goes to vote. The thing is, the rule is you have to know how to read and you have to know how to write. That was the rules. So the white person would look at the question on the voting ballot, and at the bottom it would say, sign your name here. Well, that's a sentence. The white person read the sentence. He wrote his name, proving he could write, and that was a test. You read, you write. You read the sentence, and you write your name. The black person would be asked, how many chief justice do you have in your area? Name them. How many, it's like, I don't know how many chief justice in my area. Anyway, the point being that they will be asked really loopy questions. So anyway, I've seemed to have gotten off track. Yeah. Getting back to, sorry. But getting back to, this president is racist. That's been galvanized, and now he's trying and get this rapper out from Sweden. And the Swedish parliament is like, nope, that's not going to happen. While all this is happening, we're not talking about what's on the news. One thing that's not been in the news, that's been happening all week last week. And you haven't heard a word about it. I know you haven't heard a word about it. Russian citizens have been going out in public and protesting against Putin. They want somebody to run against him, someone who could beat him. They don't want Putin anymore. They're unhappy with him. He's going to lose power. And he is very, very much afraid. Just like racist white people over here. They're very afraid. But we're not hearing not a single word about that. What you do is you go outside the United States and you read other people's newspaper. Go to BBC. Go to German TV. I mean, they have English translators, or they have an English version of their newspapers. Go to any country outside of America, and you'll see that they have a very different take on what's going on. Another thing we're not hearing, because of all the noise, and that's what I mean, all the noise that's going on, it's confusing us. We're not focused. I think it was Wednesday morning, we do not have a USDA anymore. Yeah, the USDA. Because the USDA department is going to be moved to Kansas City, Missouri. And the reason for this move, so they can be closer to the farmers, and they're supposed to be about farming. So we need to get them closer to farms. Let's talk about this. Missouri is ranked third, if not fourth, when it comes to farming and farmers. There's plenty of farming area in Pennsylvania itself. There's plenty of farms. I think Virginia, ranks second when it comes to farms and farming. And they're way smaller than Missouri. Missouri is more of an industrial area. Anyway, I almost veered off course again. Oh boy, I need to stay focused, don't I? I thought these notes would help me do that. They're not. I'm not doing that thing. Anyway, So at midnight, Wednesday morning, there's Tuesday night, midnight, Wednesday morning, whatever. Pick one, go with it. It was stated that if you cannot make the move to Kansas City, Missouri, you will be given your retirement. You know how many hundreds of thousands of scientists that we're losing? And Trump really hates the USDA, really hates them. Because they're the ones who said that the tariffs are hurting farmers, and they gave the numbers. They're the ones who said the tax breaks did nothing for the farmers. You know, that everything everything for the farmers that he said was going to do is not happening. If anything, it's the opposite. Um, and they told the truth. So they're getting punished for it. They're not going to exist anymore. Now, one of the other numbnuts, I forgot his name. I should have wrote this down. He's moving his department to Colorado. Oh, why is Trump moving these different departments outside of D.C.? Wouldn't it be easy to have them centralized? And let's see, what was it? Office of the Interiors, I think. It's going to be moving to Colorado, but Boulder, Colorado, because the guy that runs that department, he lives in Colorado, and he wants it closer to him, so he could be there. You know, I guess easier for his work, and screw everyone else. Yeah, we're gonna try and see if we could keep that department here. Another thing you're not hearing about, and this could be my final thing, is that they ixnayed the Obama program to conserve honeybees, to save the honeybees. I know anything that has Obama's name, it just reeks him upside once, and down the other, and he hates anything that has. But let's see how, let me explain how serious this is. 75% of everything you eat, is because of a honeybee. 75% of the nation's food source is produced by honeybees. No honeybees, no food. Bottom line. So you look into your pantry, and you look into your refrigerator, and you take out 75% of your food, and that's what you're going to be living on. Our diets will be very, very restricted. We won't be getting all the nutrients we need. Without honeybees, we're not going to have no, all the fruits gone. We won't have a produce section. Fruits. Every single fruit is every flower, anything that has a flower to it. Zucchinis have a flower. Squash, flowers. Cucumber, flowers. Peas, flowers. Anything that comes from a flower is gone. We can still have carrots. I think root vegetables are safe. So we will have root vegetables. But I don't like turnips. I'm not crazy about beets. Potatoes, okay, there's only so much potato you can eat, but we can make it work. Onions, I'm pretty sure is okay. I'm not sure about garlic, because garlic do have a flower that needs to be pollinized, and that creates the seeds. Or is that wild garlic? Anyway, I used to live out in the country. We used to pick garlics. Way too much information. But the point being, anything that comes from a seed is gone. No more. And he's killed the program to help them. And that can be detrimental to probably the nation. So we do need to reverse that. We do need to get that program back. And if you could get a little, if you have an area in the backyard, or if you have, if possible, if you could put a honeybee's house somewhere, help save the bees. I mean, they can even install those things on your roof. The honeybee won't hurt your roof. They make a lot of honey on it. But anyway, speaking of things that taste good, you may have seen that commercial. Nice segue. You may have seen a commercial lately about this new Snickers that has the peanut butter instead of the peanuts. Well, I was like, hey, I need to try that. I wouldn't mind it. So I go to the store, expecting to see a Snickers bar, an actual Snickers bar with peanut butter in it. Ooh, no. You know what I find? I find this. See? It is so teeny tiny. That is not a Snickers bar. My hand is small. I got midget hands. See, I got short, stubby fingers. And I can hide this. No. So I'm already disappointed. 200 calories for this little thing? Are you out of your mind? Well, let's see what it's going to taste like. Maybe it's, could it be worth it? I don't know. But if you're charging regular price candy bar prices for okay. Okay, we got 2 pieces in here. Can you see that? We got 2 pieces in there. Oh, here goes. Oh. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, this is getting ooh. Mm-hmm. I need to make those bigger. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, they need to make those bigger. That's so good. Oh, you in trouble when I get out of here. mm, mm, mm. Oh, you in trouble. Okay. Who makes this? I need to find out who makes this. I never knew. Nope. Is it Mars or Hershey's? Let's see. Put this over here. Anyway. I guess they're their own independent company. Anyway. So, Snickers, or whoever makes these things, they're perfect. You got it. Now make these normal size. We need them bigger. Oh, that's good. Oh my God, that was good. Oh, you in trouble. Anyway. Anyway, in a new move, oh, it's going to be so wonderful. I'm thinking about expanding, not just talking about politics or day-to-day gossip, but maybe, maybe a little bit of cooking, a little bit of DIY, or something with D in it. I don't know. But it's like, Trump's not going to be in there forever. He's just a figurehead. He needs to be treated like that. The real power is in the Hill. Uh, like I said, the House makes the budget. The Senate makes the laws. The president is just a post with a pen that signs it. That's it. So, I really, on one hand, I do care, I don't care. But as long as you have the Senate and the House working together, they can pretty much override the president. That's why, speaking of override, keep your eyeballs on Mitch. He has two people competing for his chair. He should be announcing in the next couple of months if he's going to try and maintain his chair. If he runs, that means he feels really good about keeping his spot. That means we have to change the presidency. The man can count. And if he feels he can win, he's going to go for it. If Republicans maintain the Senate, we've got to get a hold of the presidency. If Mitch McConnell decides not to run, most likely we can flip the Senate. All we need is to maintain our seats and gain 6. We gained 40 in the House. Let's see what we can gain in the Senate. So, keep your heads up, kids. We're going to make it through. We're almost there. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst, and that way we always land somewhere in the middle. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Bye.